Welcome to the Business Therapy Podcast, a raw, unapologetic show built exclusively for hungry e-commerce entrepreneurs and executives craving explosive growth. I am Drew IQ, and you're tuning into the final session of our 4-part narrative-driven therapy series featuring Alex. Okay, so Alex is kind of old school and late to the AI party. He is realizing trying to ignore it only makes things worse. Let's check in on Alex's one last time and find out how Tyler and Andrew plan to help. Drum roll, please.
Hey Andrew, hey Tyler, Alex again. So it turns out there's this revolutionary thing called AI. You heard of it? Yeah, everyone else did too, like 2 years ago. I'm currently staring at some robot on my screen that's supposed to transform my PPC campaigns overnight. Honestly, it feels a bit like giving my business over to Skynet. Is blending AI and human oversight even possible without me losing the plot entirely? And how do I blend these new tools without losing the human element that built my brand?
All right, so this one actually I really love because I really appreciate the synergy between humans and AI, and I feel like that connection is what makes the difference, right? Like handing off things to AI doesn't work. Having humans do everything inefficiently doesn't work. Whoever can figure out how to make them work together is going to have that edge. And that is what I really appreciate. And I know you do too. So I'm going to let you kind of carry it from there.
You know, the fear, like, first of all, marketing companies are notoriously known for not being that trustworthy,
Yeah.
right? They, like, everyone's been burned by a marketing company. Like, this is what I hear about all the time, you know? So there's this untrust around marketing and can I trust the team I'm with? Even more so exaggerated, I think, by just like truly AI. Like, am I going to put this thing on and like come back? It's going to be right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's that fear. And I think that that's justified. What I'll also say to that is that a true AI, a true learning system that gets smarter over time, and smarter and smarter and smarter, doesn't exist in Amazon PPC software right
Yeah.
now. It just doesn't exist. Okay. Like, that would be awesome. We've all seen the movies, but that's not the reality, even though they're calling it AI, right? It's really automation, logic based rule bidding mixed with AI intelligence. That is what software is. So, just to clear the air on that, is like, people have called it AI. I'm like, it's not truly smart. It's logic based,
Yeah.
right? So understanding that, I think, takes a little bit of control back into the human element of handing it over. Because what we're doing when we hand it over is, at least at Marknology, right? In our ad team here, I'm still very involved with the ad team here. Is we have a campaign structure, right? So it's an automatic campaign, a manual campaign, a defensive campaign, a competitor campaign, product targeting versus keyword targeting, sponsored brands, sponsored video, sponsored display retargeting. Like, you know, we set these up for a new product going to market. We have our strategies that we're going to do every single time, like to get it going, the keyword research, adding that in. But then this is where the handoff to truly automation and AI, I think, takes over. Is there's a human element of a strong, solid campaign go-to-market strategy for PPC, but then that's where the AI can come in and take over. It's you know, I jump into our software and it's 1,500 bid changes happen from the last time I checked in, and it's usually every couple of days. Like, I'm telling you, if I was doing it as a human, I wouldn't have adjusted bids 1,500 times,
Yeah.
like, in that amount of time, right? So it's like it's doing stuff when I'm in the bathroom, it's doing stuff when I'm asleep, it's doing stuff on the weekend, and that is the benefit of like
Call those
automation and AI. Is
guardrails. Guardrails is what I
it's
call them.
watching your back. What's
I
that?
call them guardrails, human guardrails.
Guardrails. Perfect word for it, right? It's like you have this human build, and then it's like you're using AI to watch it when you're away from the computer and you're not tinkering on it. And it can offer you some suggestions. It can make bid changes at night when you don't need to be at $2. Maybe it drops it to $1.30. And, you know, as a human, as a team, I'm setting the minimum and maximum. I'm setting the budget. I'm setting the perimeters, the guardrails. And then I'm letting the robots do what only the robots can do best, which is act like a machine and not a human being that gets tired, and my eyes get tired, and my clicking finger gets tired, and like, I'm worn out. I set it up right, and I let the machine guardrail things for me. And I think like the blend of the two is really where the secret sauce is.
Yeah, it is. 'Cause it's you have the unlimited scalability and automation of the AI, but it's not gonna do well with making its own guardrails, right? Like you have to put it in the boxes for it to optimize what's in the boxes. But if you try to just give it the whole box and just like, hey, figure it out, it's not gonna work, right? And so I say it all the time. Like I know enough to be dangerous, right? Like I know enough to make the guardrails to let the AI shine. And so I make sure that I understand and I understand it to the core. Like it's not just a surface level understand. Like I understand to the core what's happening. I don't have to be an expert in it, but I understand the foundation that I can put the guardrails to let the AI perform. And that is where the power is as the human, you think of the creative like guardrails to put it in, and then you be like, now optimize, go.
Right. Like, and I think it's people's perception of it too is wrong. Like that's why I wanted to explain the difference in AI and automation and what's happening there is like where AI is getting involved is like new keyword ideas. And like, the bid changes and things like that. It's taking the keywords that you came up with and it's saying, hey, here's some other things that we can try. Do you want to try these longer tail keywords? Do you want to try some of this? When then you can use your brain power to analyze what's happening instead of your brain power like to scale and just like it's one thing when you have one product to do everything manually, but when you get into a 7-figure business or an 8-figure business and you have 100 ASINs with 10 or 15 campaigns each and they're all doing a ton, it's impossible to do. I don't care how many people on your team, it's impossible to be truly on top of everything. So really like just to clear this up for people and for Alex too is like, Alex, you can go at your own speed, manage it as a human like till you can, then add in some automation. And what I mean by add in automation is maybe setting a min max where you're still setting the min max, then maybe like new keyword ideas and harvesting from automatic campaigns to manual, you can still have it on a review process. So it will pull them out and suggest them, but then you manually go through once a week and say, yes, let's move this keyword over here. Yes, let's stop advertising on this one forever. It's going to send you suggestions, but it doesn't automatically make all these decisions for you. It's just really helping you present the opportunities in front of you. Then whenever you get confident, you're like, wow, okay, my KPIs are getting better and I'm trusting the suggestions that it's giving me. Every keyword suggesting is pretty strong. Then I turn on automatically filter and automatically sort and automatically negate. And so I ease into it, if that makes sense. So after I'm confident, then I can start saying, okay, auto migrate these keywords, auto negate them, make changes without my approval. But it's not just like 0 to 100. It's definitely something that you can ease into.
Drew IQ here to introduce our Q1 2025 crowdsourced Amazon PPC mistakes and struggles report. This report is created from your fellow peers' pain and frustrations voiced on Reddit, Quora, Google, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, Threads, blogs, and more. Utilizing EcomPulse market intelligence technology, we are able to score and rank the top Amazon PPC pitfalls your competition have confessed to over the last year. Use the link below to download this data-driven report so you don't make the same mistake your competition did.
And even now, like I being even so good in AI, I always recommend doing rule based and logic until you can't. Like you only want to use AI when you can't do the others because the others are predictable. You know what it's going to do. You know the logic. You know exactly how it's going to perform. You only want to use AI when you can't do that anymore. And so I find a lot of people trying to just think of like, how can I use AI? And they can't think of it. Like, it's such a hard thing to grasp. Right. And so I always tell people like, you do the rules, the logic until you can't. And then you research AI and then you see if AI can do it. But until then, like you shouldn't be like, how am I going to use AI to do this? Because it is usually not the right decision. And you're usually overworking or over like complicating things when you don't need to. Or like you're putting yourself at more risk because you also got the risk with the AI too, right? And so it's really like when it comes to rule based or AI, it's do as much rule based as you can until you can't. And then you can use AI to make all those little decisions, but you still have to guide it. Like knowing how to ask the question is the most powerful thing. Knowing what to ask and
Exactly.
how to ask it is the skill of the future, right? Like a
That's the human element, right?
yeah,
That's the human element as everything gets smarter. And I want to take this like a different direction. You
yeah, go
sparked me
ahead.
with something there that I think when it comes to AI and ads is, one thing about these 4 sessions that we've had with Alex is like from, session 1 was fear of rising CPC costs, right? Fear of fraudulent clicks and defending your brand name and brand protection. Fear of not knowing what he doesn't know and what should I focus on and how to get, how to get more granular. I'm afraid I'm going to be focusing on the wrong things. Um, Fear of automation and rule bidding, right? So really, Alex has a problem of fear of not knowing what's coming next, not having expertise about what to do. Well, you can conquer that by getting expertise.
Yeah.
Number one, okay, like you can conquer that by doing that. Another way to conquer fear is to take action.
Yeah.
Okay, and just jump in and start figuring stuff out as you go. Pick a focus, like we talked about in episode 3. Pick a focus and dive in, and you're going to learn along the way. But like if we start thinking positive about AI and not just like what are the issues around it or the fear of handing it over, well, Amazon's been pushing the narrative of AI, right? With in the advertising concept of not just automation, but at least on the AI side, they're creating custom AI images for sponsored brand ads where you can A/B test the different creative.
Yeah.
You can A/B test different taglines on your ads. You can be A/B testing A+ pages that they offer, which is like switching out the copy or the images in your listing to see different results. So there's a whole lot of proactive things that you can do outside of just like I want to click less and
Yeah.
like let it have guardrails for me and do some smart stuff. You can actually get offensive
Yeah.
instead of all this defense and this fear-based stuff. You can actually get offensive with it and really try some really cool stuff when it comes to
So
images and different things like that.
I'm gonna pull it to the core of what the problem is, the or what the solution is. The solution is agility. You need to be agile now, and you can do that multiple ways. You can either get a team with 20 different people. You can hire 20 different people, which is be pretty expensive, right? Like there's no more 1, 2 people can run a company. You need agility. And you need to be able to adapt fast. You need a lot of skill sets. And if you're not the person that has every skill set and be great at everything, then you need to find a team of a whole bunch of people that can do a lot of things, or figure out how to do it yourself, which is not really like a logical possible thing for everyone to know everything, right? Like I really feel like agility is going to be super important because things are moving so fast. You need to know everything and be an expert at everything to be great, right? Like just being good at a lot of things is no longer good enough. And I tell, which is a shitty thing to tell people, but I was like, yeah, I did good. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes good is not good enough, right? Which is just real. And right now, good is not good enough. You need a lot of experts in a lot of things to succeed. And it's just the life and the world we're living in now.
I think so. I think you're right, and I think it's about changing your mindset around being afraid of the change and embracing the change at the end of the day. Whether it's maybe your change is happening like 2 years behind somebody else, that's okay. We all go through different things in our business, different stages at different times. But what you can't do is stay the same. You can't just keep fearing it and not making any change. You can't just keep like, oh my god, Amazon's changing, oh my god, rising costs, oh my god, inflation, oh my god, like and make no change, do nothing. So you can embrace AI, you can embrace technology like we talked about with software. You can embrace like having a coach or an agency partner or a fractional team helping you. There's a lot of different options, right? But I think the resounding like the thing that applies to all of it is you have to embrace change. You have to stay innovative. You have to keep testing and trying new things, even if that's something someone else has done before. for you, what does that look like today in your business, in your personal life? Are you communicating well? Are you communicating well with your systems, your teams? Are you getting what you need, to push your business forward? And I can tell you that automation and AI is at the front of that. And so if you're not finding ways to innovate and apply those to your business, whether it's through software alone or it's through personnel or through partnerships, then you're SOL. You're SOL. So embrace that. Hopefully, some of these things have brought some value to people, to some of the things that they can try, some of the ways that they can attack some of these problems, and apply it to their own situation, their own scenario, just like Alex is trying to do in his business.
Yeah, I would. So I'll end it with saying, don't be Blockbuster. I don't know why I always have Blockbuster in my head, and I'm like, man, Blockbuster was great. Like I remember after school, right? Like you'll go to Blockbuster, just walk through, be like, man, I'm gonna grab these Skittles and just like go through the aisles, right? And then like Netflix came, and no one I was like, man, like nobody cares about Netflix, right? And you keep going to Blockbuster, and just Blockbuster just held still. They were like, man, we Blockbuster, right? And then like last minute, they were like, all right, we going online. Right. And then you saw like Blockbuster, it was like on Dish Network or something. You're like, it's too late, Blockbuster. It's too late. And they just
Mini red box, right?
yeah, they were just like, no, like we stay, we Blockbuster. Right. And like, and it was too
They
late.
refuse to get more efficient.
Yeah, and they were just so confident about being Blockbuster, and Netflix was like, "All right, just keep sitting, all right." And like, for some reason, that story, like that, just I mean, I lived it, right? Like I remember it, and I just like, I'm not going to Blockbuster. Like, no, I'm just gonna get. And they were sending DVDs at that time, right? I'm just gonna have you mail me some DVDs. But it's just like you can't wait that late, and if you wait late and then you try, it's too late. And so don't be the Blockbuster. That's my advice.
Okay, so that left like a sad feeling in my heart. I won't lie, because like just thinking about it next to Papa John's, it was just like it was such a thing to go, and you got outside the house and it was like, okay, we're gonna commit to a movie. It wasn't people still doing chores and doing whatever. Like if you went to Blockbuster and got a movie, like we're watching a movie, you know. But to everyone listening, to leave with a little bit of a positive note, you're in the right spot. You're ingesting content that's relevant, hopefully, to you and your business. You're trying to learn, trying to add innovation into areas in your business if you're listening to this podcast. So thank you for your time and attention for being here, and look forward to seeing you in our next session.